It is Advent. Expectation rises, the cards arrive, the candles are lit, the children can't wait. Let Christmas come. The lights go up in homes, in streets, in public squares. Shopping reaches fever pitch and tempers fray. Let Christmas come. The ancient story is retold. Tea-toweled shepherds, wise men in dressing gowns, follow the tinsel star to a myriad youthful Bethlehems. Let Christmas come. Words from Spirit of Time and Place, written by Reverend Cliff Reed. Well, goodness me, is it that time of year already? But I haven't yet put away my summer clothes, sorted out the garden for its winter sleep, or stirred the fruit together for the Christmas pudding. Yet here I am, thinking about what I want to say to you in a Christmas message. Looking at my diary, it seems unlikely that this year I will put away summer clothes or prepare the garden for winter. And the Christmas pudding, if we have one, might have to come courtesy of a local supermarket this year. For my diary has been, and is still, very full until I hand over the presidency to another at our annual meetings in April. And I am happy that it is so, as it means that I have been able to visit so many of our communities throughout the United Kingdom, attend and observe meetings of the Executive Committee, and participate in many other gatherings previously unknown to me. One of these was the conference of the International Council of Unitarians and Universalists, ICUU, which I was privileged to participate in at the Menor Road Conference Centre in the Netherlands in July. Over the 4 days, I met and talked with delegates from parts of the world where the challenges faced and the risks taken in order to live a liberal religious life are in many ways like those which faced our own forebears centuries ago. I heard a young woman from Kenya stating as fact that she could never be elected as a politician in her own country because of her position in society and as a woman. She said she could make a difference locally, perhaps. My hope for her is that she is proved wrong, that changes will take place that enable her and others like her to be freed from current cultural and political constraints. Her presence at the conference had been enabled by a huge fundraising drive by ICUU, which resulted in a number of young adults from different continents coming to share their stories, their challenges, and their hopes and dreams. Some of you might have contributed to that fund. Others might have wished to do so if they had known about it. And not only funding was required, but seemingly endless form filling by ICUU staff and others to fulfill the requirements of diverse governments in order to acquire the necessary permits and visas. Was it worth it? Oh yes, it certainly was. And not just for the young adults themselves who felt able to contribute very articulately to various meetings, workshops and worship, and who felt listened to, cared about and supported, knowing that they would not be forgotten. The interconnectedness they felt will strengthen them on their return. But for me, the greater benefit might possibly have been in the shock of hearing firsthand of the challenges they face back home and the risks they sometimes have to take in order to practice their liberal faith in countries unsympathetic to liberal views, especially religious ones. We too have our challenges, of course we do. So many of our congregations are small, with dedicated members who are finding it increasingly difficult to offer time and energy to support local congregations as in the past. The increasingly fast pace of technological change sometimes makes my head spin, and I know presents challenges in how we communicate who we are and what our relevance is to the 21st century. The world needs our liberal faith, our values of equality and acceptance, now as much as ever. So let us look to the future with confidence and hope, undaunted by the challenges of our small numbers and the sometimes burden of keeping our older buildings alive and well. I can tell you that there is much going on in our communities, that I am sensing a growing acceptance of the need to celebrate and let go of those things that have served us well in the past, but no longer do, and to look to what is needed in the future. There are exciting seeds being sown in areas of education and training, different models of ministry and leadership, and much more. And I am hearing of concern for real action to support others beyond our own communities. I think of the homeless, the hungry, refugees, the people of Syria, Haiti, and many more. As Unitarians and Free Christians, as individuals and as communities, I believe we are contributing more than our size would suggest we can. And yes, Christmas approaches, a time of tradition, a time of celebration, of giving and receiving, of friends and families, of remembering the interconnectedness of all life. I love the traditions of my childhood, stirring the pudding in October, singing carols throughout December, going on Christmas Eve with my dad and my brother to join many others in singing those same carols. And these were accompanied by a silver band outside under the stars, whilst my mum stayed home preparing the vegetables for the gathering the next day, whilst listening to the carols from King's College, Cambridge, which always began, and still do, with a lone treble singing "Once in Royal David's City." The magic of Christmas, inspiring the belief that all is well and all will be well. And now I am fortunate enough to share the wonder of Christmas through the eyes of my grandchildren. Some of my childhood traditions continued. Yes, we still have pie, peas and pickles on Christmas Eve. Well, doesn't everyone? But others change, as my children start their own family traditions, and so they should, and that is good. Gustav Mahler said, "Tradition is not the worship of ashes, but the preservation of fire." Whether yours is a traditional Christmas or not, I hope it adds fuel to the fire of commitment to this wonderful liberal faith of ours. Merry Christmas.